There they are. Okay? We're going to try one. And then we'll talk about the nutritional value of this recipe. Here they are. Because we got whole wheat and we used dark brown sugar, you can see the texture is different. Here they are. Doesn't that look nice? I told you they were good. I know they're good. You could use orange zest if you wish to use it. I would use that more in a cantaloupe. I think it would be better. When done eating this half, we'll talk about the nutritional value of this. So you can see they came out very nice and moist and they're light. They're probably sitting there the same. I make a lot of muffins. A lot of people think muffins are just for breakfast. I use them, cool them, set them out, and my family eats them. And that's how we do it. They're light and they're very nice. So I used to have no problem with these. Now, nutritionally, we're going to talk just simple nutrition on these. While this other half cools because it's really hot. These have their acids in them because we've already put the oil in it. And your oils have the acids, which your cells need. Now, we have the vitamin C in it because we took the peeling and the orange juice. And we also have the bioflavonoids because we put the peeling in there as well. We have our B's and our minerals because we used the wheat germ and some whole wheat flour in these. So you see where we're covering everything. Now we got our protein because if you use sour cream, buttermilk, or the discard, you get your protein and you get your enzymes, which help break down the food. So you have your protein with the eggs that you add into it. So you see how we covered the whole spectrum. So this actually becomes a meal in and of itself. And you can't go wrong. And the calories are in there as well. And on top of it, you have something that's sweet as well. So cooking nutritionally, you cover all the bases every time they eat something. So you're not missing anything. So your body can keep on going. This is the whole object of it. And if a child comes home, and I call children up to the teens, though you're still a child because you're under your parents, you take a glass of milk and one of these and you have made a meal in and of itself. If you don't want the milk and you just eat this, you have your sugar, your protein, your carbohydrates. You have everything you need in these muffins. This is why I use a basic and I add different flavors and things to it to help you. So when I make muffins, I'm going to make sure that they're not going to get a lot of sugar and nothing else, or just have a soda. When they eat, they're going to get all of this. And it's not hard, as you could see, that I covered everything. And I used a lot of white flour. I used a whole cup, but I used a half a cup of whole wheat. And this is how I do it all the time. Always playing things out. So if I make bread and they want peanut butter and jelly or a sandwich, I make sure I'm doing very well. Thank you. Biology teacher. Okay. Anyway, that's how I work with everything. If they're going to eat a meal, I'm going to try to cover everything I can in that. Now, I know some people say, well, I'd rather use water in my rice. Yeah, but are you going to get all the nutrients that you need? I use stock and bone broth. Children are growing. They need a lot of minerals. This is why I asked the butcher for bones. I cook them till I can stab them or break them with my hands. I strain them and I can those or stick them in. Yes, I have heard of it. I'm doing very well. So another thing is people who are overweight, I don't have a WhatsApp. This is America's Home Cooking on YouTube. Now, what was I saying? Oh, bones. Children are growing. They need their minerals, all right? This is why I cook bones and I use it. So when they eat the rice, I know they've got that in there. If I don't have the bone broth, I'll use the vegetable stock. And it's like eating a ton of vegetables, so you know they're getting everything that way. This is why I add these things to my food. A recipe wine, and I'm going to go in a different direction because I want to make sure that they get everything they need. You could not possibly sit down at a meal and get everything unless who's ever cooking, I usually say the wife, who's ever cooking doesn't put everything together. I make cornbread. I don't use white flour. I use whole wheat flour with the corn to make the cornbread. So they get that B vitamin, so they're eating it. And by the way, it makes it sweet, believe it or not, which is unusual. Now, oh, there goes some stupid people again anyway. But that's how I think in everything that I make. I don't care what meal I'm making. I will go out of my way. And if it just says, like if I am going to make a tuna casserole, I know tuna doesn't have a lot of protein when you get done putting the pasta and everything you put in a pot. I will take powdered milk and throw a half a cup of powdered milk into the 2 cups of milk that make the cream sauce. So they make sure that they get those minerals and stuff. And I will cook the pasta in stock with all those vegetable nutrients and cook it into the pasta because the pasta is dry. It's going to draw it in. So this is how I compensate for all of these things. And I do it all the time. So if you watch the videos, you might get tired of me talking or taking my time. But I take my time to show people and to also let them know how to do it. Ugh. I eat more different things than you guys could ever think, but I'm thinking about trying alligator next. Anyway, you all have a wonderful day. I am done. I'm going to go try to get that Christmas tree up. I might not. Yeah, I might have time. Anyway, you take care and have a great day and enjoy your evening.